forces they do not know they are watched. Oh, the lonesome cry of eldritch beasts from rock of brawl to halt the ceaseless winter. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's cold in the starways tonight. Yes, it's cold in the starways tonight. And we need someone to save us. We need someone who's ready for a fight. Onward through the astral they do fly. Onward through the astral they do fly. While squidlings tend their trusty nautiloid. Pilgrims of the wild space they defend. And empires of star-bound tyrants they offend. With flaming sword and staff and dart, they'll fight their way back to the heart of Oriel. By forces they do not know they are heard. By forces they do not know they are watched. Oh, the lonesome cry of eldritch beasts from rock of brawl to halt the ceaseless winter. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's cold in the starways tonight. Yes, it's cold in the starways tonight. We need someone to save us. We need someone who's ready for a fight.
And welcome, everybody. We are Everybody's a Mimic, an actual play 5th edition podcast webcast, streaming
Every
from
time.
every time.
Every time.
Streaming from the outer regions of space. We return to our party members floating through whale blubber as they have emerged victorious in the fights
Bad fight.
the fun fight against Big Mama
Bad fight.
and Big Baby.
Bad Corey.
We are joined by our party members. Who do we have here? Introduce yourselves for the crowd.
All right, everybody
Who
introduce
are
yourselves
you?
simultaneously
Everybody all
on
at once.
3.
Yay. Hi, how are you?
1, 2,
One.
3. Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
Rosemary.
Levi, Delnadre, Miragos.
Was that sufficient? Did we do it good?
That was excellent. That was honestly a step up from last time, where I think I forgot to introduce the team. So at least everyone got to hear some of who is playing our characters. But as I was mentioning, we find our players drifting through the ocean of stars whale blubber fat flying freely, pieces of the void scaver all around, and the party has finally made it back to the deck of their ship. So we are picking up immediately after. Tapala is on deck along with Crux. The crew are beginning to scrub off and, with long sticks, push away pieces of blubber that have begun to make their way to the side of the vessel, gathering some for necessity. And the crew is preparing as you all are about to leave. We left off last time with Tapala mentioning her ex and his merry band of men. Believe we got the okay from Delnadre that this is not a problem at all. No issues whatsoever. That is a binding contract right there. That we are a-okay with piracy.
Really all that big a deal.
There's associating with pirates and then there's becoming a pirate.
Right. And that is a very big gray area that we've entered into.
What happens in wild space stays in wild space.
Exactly.
Listen.
Yes, right?
We do what you gotta do.
International
Planet
space,
is...
baby.
Yeah. These are international waters.
Anything is possible. Right, including the unionization of space. So, let us pick up. I believe we had already brought Bitte back to life. We had gathered up the diving suit and any other whale fat that y'all want. As much as you want, feel free to have as much blubber. Void blubber, I shouldn't be calling it whales. Void blubber that you wish to have. Pack all your pockets full of it. Brimming.
I don't want that.
Just shove it in there. Like, it keeps pretty well. You got a good few hours before it starts to spoil, so it's excellent keeping time. It's like putting in congealed milk into your pocket. Lovely stuff. A little bit toughened, some toughened congealed milk. What? What are y'all? What are y'all?
What's the metaphor? Toughened, congealed, gross.
What?
I say, having gotten shit out by a baby space whale.
Look, we're not gonna diss congealed milk. Okay, we're gonna.
You mean yogurt?
Yeah.
Like, what are we talking about? Are we talking about cheese?
No,
we're not gonna look.
No, it's nowhere in enough steps towards something good.
With our Mongolian listeners.
Yes. Hey, we were giving out great Inuit tips last time, so we've gone to the other side of the world. But
All things considered, they're not that far apart.
It's like when Americans
we've gone like down in latitude.
Just a little bit. In fact, it's just a short trek. Well, what are y'all doing? Tapala is talking with Levi about the capabilities of the ship, having already the moment she stepped onto the deck begun to analyze and nitpick at the way things are done and how they're not done in the way that she wants them to be done. You hear her and Levi walk off into towards the spelljamming chair as she begins her barrage of questions. That leaves you all to hang around on deck.
Is there a space shower on this boat?
I'm sorry to say that no.
Is there like a bat? How do we keep clean? Do we just prestidigitation ourselves? Like what?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, that'd be great if I had that spell.
Magical means would be the best way for you to keep clean. in space.
I mean, let's be real. It's probably a bucket and a toss, and then a prestidigitation to the bucket and the butt.
Does
oh, no,
anybody
that's
have that spell?
That's a good question.
Let me
Let me
Is
ask.
there
see.
just like one member of the crew that's responsible for this?
I mean, I would assume like some sort of like cantrip stick that just does like prestidigitation would be a very popular magical item to have around.
And that, kids, is why Eberron is such a great setting. Because you can just
I know,
assume,
right?
you can just assume there's a cleansing stone.
Yeah. Let us see. Apala does have prestidigitation, so she can clean you up. However, she is, as she would say, far too busy to worry about that at this time.
So what?
In fact, Rosemary, as you are standing dripping in front of her, she says, it will probably dry soon.
No, you don't seem to understand.
That makes it worse, right?
I
It's
was
harder to get out.
inside of a whale, as was my friend Bitte. So could you
But you're not anymore.
Yeah, and that's the problem, is that now I'm covered in the insides of it. Could we get a quick cantrip? I'll give you a guidance. I'll druid craft you a little flower, and as a thank you, if you could make us not smell like the inside of a whale anymore.
Okay.
Or I will go and lay in your bed with all of this on me.
Well, I can clean that up like it's not a problem. So once again,
Okay.
Confused. Does she have a bed?
Does she have a bed?
She does not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just lay on every bed in
She's like, well, I just have to wait, right? Like, yeah, but okay, so, and she kind of turns to Levi, who is looking at y'all, begging to be let off the hook from the questioning she's put forth to him. Back to
Sorry,
you.
it's just so much easier for you since your player isn't here.
I know, right?
It's
like, let's just have the player who isn't here deal with the insistent NPC.
Yes. Okay.
Levi,
fine.
who's so good at this.
I think I can do it. Looks like I can. Yes. Okay. All right, everyone, come here. And yes, and she snaps her fingers, waves her hands, does little jazz hands, and casts prestidigitation once on each of you.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
maybe Rosemary can have mine.
You were cleaned. Irregardless, it cleans 1 cubic foot. Do you think that's enough for you, Rosemary?
Do I? I am a half-orc giant
do we at least
woman.
get to choose the cubic foot? Or is there just going to be like a section of my lower torso that's really clean?
If I curl into a ball, how much does that cover up my person?
If Samus can do it, I can do it.
Right. All right, so you curl into a ball, and she cleans the inner cubic foot of you. So, like, all of your outside is dirty. Like, your back. But, like, the front of you is pretty clean.
I hate this.
Okay, look, I have more pressing matters, all right? So, how about I'll come back in an hour? Does that sound good? Sound fair?
What are these pressing matters again?
I have to inspect...
After we killed a space whale for you?
Well, I mean...
Why do you need to inspect our ship?
Because I'm gonna be the captain. That's why you invited me on.
No.
Did we invite her? I mean, it's been a
You
minute, but
you asked us to fight a space whale for us, but and this is me over the table. I'm forgetting what the deal was with her. Is we went to go find her to get like maps.
Yes, you got.
And then she said, in order to get maps, we needed to fight a space whale. So we fought the
Exactly.
space whale. So
Yeah.
where are our maps?
Well, you already got the.
well,
maps.
she gave us this orrery,
Yeah, you got the orrery, which is your map, and you have everything.
which
So
I
why
have
are
found
you-
in my inventory.
And then you took care of the void scabber. So in fact, actually,
How large is
and
this
she
thing?
cast prestidigitation again to soil the cubic foot that she cleaned.
Wait, what are you doing?
She said, someone says, actually, we're even, so I shouldn't even be doing this for you.
So you're just gonna be like actively like belligerent instead of like being like, hey, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. We're friends now. We just do favors for friends.
Yeah, I just want to say,
when
if
it's
you're
like a cantrip
established that
level
our
favor.
entire relationship is transactional, we're really good at taking advantage of that.
I just this is you know, this might have been why my ex kind of was upset with me quite often, huh? It was
Yes,
al-
probably.
It was always a
You've been
give and
staying on
take.
our ship for 13 minutes so far without payment.
But you invited me.
Did we though?
I don't think we did.
You
I think you
we
invited
said, let's go to the
yourself.
ship, and then you went to the ship.
pretty
I
sure
thought you were staying here in this tower that has your name on it.
I'm
Yeah, so
pretty sure you're gonna need
And
me.
then the fight happened, and now post fight, she's like, I think she said something of like, okay, I feel like I should come along. I feel like this is a good like stretch my legs kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was like,
And that's when you invited me.
but she decided that post fireballing people.
Yeah. I felt like
Yeah, has
y'all
there been any
needed
like
me.
recompense for you fireballing us?
Oh, all right. Well, if that's gonna come up constantly, I might as
Yes.
well deal with this so that next time when it does come up, I can point that I already made reprimands for the last time. Reprimands? What's the word there?
Reparations?
Yes, I already made reparations. She snaps her fingers, jazz hands, the whole shebang. Everyone is fully cleaned. Now I'm free to fireball again, freely, trusting my own instinct.
I mean, if you
That
fireball
would
us, we
then
will
require
fireball you
payment
back.
again. Yeah, like
Well, we can deal with that transaction when it comes to the point, right? And
Which it won't.
I'm glad
it won't,
I'm
right?
glad we have set these boundaries for our relationship going forward, though. It truly does make it a lot easier when it's just a give and take.
I don't like that though.
Yeah, and since we never really established on truly like what the worth of everything is, it does seem that y'all have put the worth of cleaning up equal to the worth of a fireball. So I think things are
I
going to
feel
work
like
out
there's some
pretty well
miscommunications.
in my favor.
I feel like there are some words that are being put in others' mouths here that I think maybe we should just start over with a clean slate here. Hi, I'm Rosemary. Please don't fireball us ever. Ever. That's just how friends don't fireball friends.
Are you sure? Because
mhm.
Pretty sure.
I mean, I've
Mhm.
been fireballed quite a few times by some people, and I once considered them to be friends.
Well,
Once?
once considered them. Are they still friends?
Yeah, at what point
you
did you
hang out with
stop?
them
Was it
after
because
they
of the
fireballed you?
fireballing?
No, well, they just stopped hanging out with me, and it did often happen after the fireballs happened.
Have you considered the fireballs as a cause of why they didn't want to hang out with you anymore?
No, not once. Mm-mm.
Have you
never crossed my
considered
mind.
maybe with this new context?
Nope.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a you problem. Please don't fireball us. How about that?
But what if you need to be saved, like you were today? If I hadn't
Can you do it a
fireballed
way
y'all,
other than fireballs?
I really can't. I can cast Ice Storm, cone of cold.
You know, we'll just.
That's
I feel like
just-
you've got that one that's like particularly targeted
oh,
that fires like several missiles.
but those are super weak. Like, if I only did that, we would never get anywhere.
But also, we wouldn't be fireballed, so you know, there's a give and take to all things.
It's fine. Whatever. I will.
Anyway, I don't think we're getting anywhere with this argument. So why are you on our ship again?
Because you're gonna need me to assist you to find my ex, who's then going to assist you in fighting the Xarxian Empire.
Now, is this X?
I'm
Is he one of the
key
people
to
who
this
fireballed
plan.
you?
No. Remember, I left him at the altar and then forgot to apologize for 3 months afterwards.
And he's going to be happy to see you.
She kind of just looks at you. Blank face.
You don't think there's going to be any hard feelings coming into a pirate's lair with a person who left him at the altar?
He doesn't have a lair, so, plenty of places to escape through.
You don't think approaching a pirate with someone who left him at the altar is a bad idea?
It could go either way. It really could, I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character, too.
Says the woman who fireballs her friends.
No. You misunderstood. I also got fireballed. So, once again, give and take.
Well, how about we get moving and we will sort out whatever arises, however it needs to be sorted out.
I like that. Yes, right. Deal with it. Each one
With a
transaction.
one fireball friendly fire maximum before sorting out said issues.
I like that. Yep. A little bit of wiggle room, right? He gets me.
I'm gonna go hang out with the tree.
All right. Welcome
I think I have
to
more productive conversations with him.
Vacation Topola. Woo! All right, Levi. And she grabs him by the shoulders and pulls him into the depths of the ship. So, in her 13 minutes, she has already informed Levi of where they need to go, and the spelljamming ship has begun to pull away from her tower and enter and begin to sail through wild space. What are each of y'all doing while you have some time on the ship?
I think Beta would be interested in continuing. I think I think Del was learning about how to use longbows.
Yes.
And Beta would be interested in learning more Elvish.
Okay. You where we left off at the Elvish yet? Was you were briefly conversational? Barely conversational?
I think he had done like pretty well, and it was like you have a very solid grasp of the curse words and some of the structure. Is I think where we left off.
Okay, you've in this next, and we'll say that the journey to where Topola's ex is, where is located, or where she believes he was last seen, is a few days' time. So you get some opportunities for each of you to progress more deeply. We're gonna say at this point, Bitte, you are at the level of broken English. You have gotten the basics down. You understand most of the structure. You have some colloquialisms that you can call out. You can converse enough with an Elvish to get the point across and to pick up general themes of what they might be shouting.
Can I also give just like the most heinous string of insults.
Yes, I would almost feel like that is still your strong suit.
Okay, fuck yeah.
Of Elvish, yeah, exactly.
Fuck
Meanwhile,
you, mother bitch.
meanwhile, Delnadre, you were practice makes perfect, and being able to dedicate more time to being to doing longbow is quite easy in this instance with how many experts you have on the ship. Where do we leave off with your longbowedness? Usage. Do you have it yet?
I don't know. I do not.
Okay, you have it now.
I am proficient with the longbow.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Nobody's gonna give you any.
Why are you Matthew Barry?
Why shouldn't I be?
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Nobody's gonna give you a gold medal for how well you are. I wouldn't go and enter into any longbow contests, but you definitely can utilize the weapon. Is there anything else, Bitte Delnadre, you'd like to be doing while on the ship? Any interactions with Topola or Crux after this tower?
It's like I feel like I kind of want to know where we're going, but I also don't want to talk with Topola again.
Yeah. And Rosemary as well. What were you doing? What is your
Rosemary is gonna go hang out with her tree friend, who I'm forgetting the name of in out of character.
Tree friend,
Treebeard. What's his face?
Yep.
Good old what's his nuts. You know.
Oh God, what's
Little butt buddy.
his name? If I can get Topola's shit out of the way, his name is Starbow.
Starbow. Let me put that in my character sheet so I remember it. What's his nuts? You know?
What's his nuts? Okay, yeah, we can go actually back.
Oh God. Roll20's thing now has spell check, so it does not like any D&D words or character names. There's lots of red squiggles on my screen now. But so I'm gonna hang out with Starbow, and so I missed a lot of the initial conversation with Topola because I was in her greenhouse.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you said that I was able to get some cuttings and some seeds and stuff. I'd like to start start nurturing some of those and seeing if Starbow wants it around him, maybe make a little mini garden bed, or if not, try to find somewhere on the ship that has decent lighting while being out of the general footpath that I can start nurturing a little garden with some of the clippings and seeds that I was able to get.
Okay. What are you trying to introduce more of a flower bed is your garden more producing fruits or vegetables?
I imagine kind of a little of both. Some of the things I recognized kind of from home, and so a couple of the flowers are basically just oh, these have a good symbiotic relationship with so-and-so, or these will enrich the soil, and then I'll plant some kind of a layered little garden of here's some leafy veggies, and here's a couple of root veggies, and this one eventually will start bearing fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be little tastes of home, little reminders of what we're fighting for, and just kind of something to do with my hands, and keeping to the druid ways that makes me feel somewhat productive despite the looming impossibility of our circumstances.
Okay. Starbow is going to roll. Let's see. Roll It will. Okay. He's gonna roll charisma. Just feeling this out. Let's see. Does a
We got a
crit.
nat 20.
He's very happy. He allows it to happen. He kind of like flexes some roots and digs into some of the more of the decking around to kind of mulch it up a little bit to assist you in any ways, but largely, it is going to be a lot of effort on your end to keep these conflicting and not conflicting, but these plants that you brought in, which when you remember and think back to her Utopola's greenery, were kept in vastly different climates due to her containment fields. And so, how are you factoring that in as you introduce them? Have you just only started with
I
things that
imagine-
will grow next to each other?
Yeah, I imagine I'm trying to like sort through like some of them, and I'll try to plant them in like have there's like certain like gardening patterns that you do. It's like, oh, like here are the tall ones, and then here are the medium ones, and then here are the small ones, and like they're like they feed the soil in compatible ways. And then there's also like some things that's like, okay, you don't put mint directly in the ground unless you want to only have mint. So it's like a couple of things kind of go in their own pots, or if one of them needs like a colder climate, I might put it kind of towards maybe the bow where it might get some sort of like sea breeze, or like it's away from the weird Spelljammer engine, and something that needs like a darker or a warmer environment. Like maybe there's like some mushroom clippings, and I might take those down to the storage area and find a dark little corner, and make sure those get like misted,
Nice.
so that they stay damp.
Yeah.
So not everything is going in the same bed, but I'll start planting what I can, and anything that I feel like I can't give it like a good environment, I'll try to just find a way to keep the seeds
Nice.
secure,
Exciting.
keep them from going bad.
All right, so you're taking some mushrooms down to below deck. Delnadre, Ite, where were y'all training when you were doing archery?
I feel like training for that would probably be best done up on the deck.
Right. Okay. Would you do the Elvish in the same place, or was Elvish down below?
I imagine it'd be happening kind of simultaneously.
Okay.
I don't know how Del was picturing it.
Pretty much probably like swapping arrow pointers with verb conjugation.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Excellent. All right. So y'all are moving throughout the ship. Over the next 3 days, you things go pretty well. You each progress in your paths, and for the most part, there is not much that happens. There was one encounter that occurred. I'm going to need a D100 from whoever wants to roll it.
I got this. I got this.
Come on,
That's a
Rosie.
3, baby.
Oh yes.
Fuck us all.
I am also going to need a 1d6 plus 4 from somebody else.
From somebody else. I see how it is.
We're
Don't
spreading.
trust my 1d
to get
plus
my
4.
roll
We're
20 up.
spreading the love.
I will roll.
You got this. I believe in you.
Excellent. All right. So nothing largely eventful happens. Well, for most people, it might not be.
Periodically, Beta uses primeval awareness.
Okay. Is there anything you are searching for, or is this more of a defensive or curiosity?
It is to detect monstrosities and celestials within like 3 to 5 miles.
Right, but there's
I
a
can't
lot of
remember.
things. The alarms would be going off quite a lot.
Okay, but he would know their like nature, size, and number.
Yes. Okay. So it is. You're well aware of the monstrosities and the celestials. We've passed a few pods of Kandori. We've had in these 3 days a few. As we just touch back on how travel goes in wild space. The Spelljammer ship has the ability to travel extremely fast. However, often we see that the traveling happens in big jumps. Helps with maneuvering, as well as just there are lots of asteroids and other things that kind of slow down. So people take advantage of this and have planned their trips to kind of a lot of the pathways that Tupple has provided for Levi happen in these jumps that it's not necessarily going in just a straight line to your destination. They're jumping all around so they can make better use of the way Spelljammers, civilian ships travel. So along your journey, you see these. This happens on the morning of the third day. You all have woken up and have already had breakfast. You are eating out on the deck. Rosemary, you might be up near Starbow tending to your garden in the morning. Others might just be preparing for their tribulations of the day, and we see one of these.
What the fuck?
Oh
It's
my
a
god.
Chewinga! It's a Chewinga!
Of all the encounters y'all could roll.
My boy!
So there are, who has not rolled? Carson, I'm gonna
Wait.
need you to roll a 1d4.
I'm still trying to get my roll 20 up, but let me pull up just a general dice roller.
Yeah, just roll a d4.
That is a 2.
2. There are 2 Chewinga astronauts, each riding on the back of a space guppy. And they, seeing your living ship go past, have come close enough and have hooked themselves onto the side of your ship. They're floating right at deck level, and don't seem to have. They're not making any sort of attempts to interact or engage with you all. They are fishing, just kind of anchored to the side of your ship.
Beta would. Wait, are Chewingas? Do they register as celestials? What do they register as?
They are elementals.
Elementals. Okay, that makes sense.
They snuck up on
Beta
you.
would. How are they? How are they fishing? What is their sort of tackle?
They have this little glowing bauble. And after observing them for just a short while, you see that they seem to be catching some sort of phase shifting fish. It pops in and out of existence and seems to always exit as the bauble glows, and it glows on a semi-regular pulse. As it gets dark, the fish that they are trying to catch disappear, blinking out of existence, and as it glows bright, it's almost like the light shines them back in out of the shadows. They may be moving extremely quickly, or the plane of existence that they are blinking over to might have different ways of travel. Either way, it is very interesting and eye-catching, as a few of the crew have already begun gathering at the edge and watching these fishermen.
Wow. Look at these little guys.
This is what they are sitting on top of. They're space guppy. Slightly different from that. I guess
That's what they're trying to catch, or what they're riding on?
That's what they're riding on.
Gotcha.
So, do y'all
I love it.
do anything with these Chewingas?
We learned how to talk with them, right?
You learned how to communicate with the Chewingas back on your planet, but these look different than the ones that are in Icewind Dale.
Does Pizza, as he watches like the way they try to fish and the way the fish they're seeking move, does he kind of read anything that he could use to like potentially help the Chewinga fish?
In what way are you hoping to help? By attracting more fish, or by helping to capture the ones that get close?
Yeah, if he could think of some way to like bait the water to draw more in, so more would be likely to get it, or like read like an element of like spacing between the lure and the fish and like when to do something, or even if he just like take one of his darts, hold it out, and like motion for the Chewinga to look, and he kind of simulates jigging the line, which is the practice of
Making the bait jump a little bit.
yeah, making the bait jump a little bit repeatedly,
You
here and there out of rhythm.
Yeah, Beaton would kind of mimic that. Catch the. I don't know. How would you catch the Chewinga's attention? Waving your arms or shouting at them?
I think he would kind of like lean over the railing nearby them and like slowly wave the dart, and having the dart like turned backwards, so it's like the bright feathers and fletchings on the back waving, and also so that it's less threatening.
Right. Okay. Yeah. The Chewinga looks at you and it tilts its head, as they often do, watching you, and it tries jigging the line. It doesn't quite catch it first. It's jiggling it a bit way too much, and Bito would kind of reiterate the way, the motion of jigging now that you've gotten the attention, and it picks up quickly, and they're able to catch in just a short little while afterwards few fish. In fact, as their net that they had brought along with them fills up, they come closer and stab little daggers onto the deck to climb themselves up on top of it, and present to the group one of the fish that they
Hooray, we're being boarded.
caught.
Hey guys,
I won't.
is that a fish?
Crux comes rushing out of nowhere. He was talking with Flinch, probably on the other side of the deck, and just whoever might be reaching out for the fish, Rosemary, maybe he like slaps his hand at your hand, or pulls you back, and he's like, watch out! That's a dangerous monster there. This fish he caught is
Fish?
It's about the size of like, I don't know what you would call it. Maybe like a chicken egg, like larger than a chicken egg. About the size of a goldfish.
Okay.
But like a large goldfish, one of those fancy goldfish. Yes.
Nice fat one.
You don't even want to know what it turns into. Extremely.
I do, actually.
I am deeply curious.
Dangerous monster of the deep.
What does it turn into?
It turns into the nightmares that we tell children from fishing towns all across wild space. It turns into a pain in my neck if you decide to keep this thing as a pet. It also is extremely difficult to cook with its poison sac. Even just a light, look in the wrong direction, you can catch this phase shifting poison.
You sure?
I've seen whole crews taken out by one of these things.
I'll like lean over to the Chewingas and be like, sorry guys, I think that fish is not good for eating or for keeping.
The Chewinga puts a rope around its neck and ties a little line to it, and it presents it to you. It's like, don't trust them, Cruxes. Those wily little chewingas are pranksters. Do
No.
not let that
Does beat
fish on this ship.
Well, actually, a little bit.
so he said that this fish and what it grows into is common knowledge throughout wild space. It would be to have come across or heard of anything that feels like what it would turn into in his like occasional sojourns into wild space.
Would you say you picked up fishing? You know, is fishing?
I mean, fishing is a pretty common thing in the Dales.
Right.
There's a lot of fishing villages.
But for like, do either the Goliath fish often or the Yetis? I feel like either one of them are more of like a necessity or some more on the minor side of things. Do you disagree?
I mean, there might be like something in terms of like the elemental plane of water, but that would be
no, because
that would probably be more like you're in it and you're like spearing, so probably not like this sort of fishing.
Yeah, this is like just the wild space fishing, which does a lot more with like this nautical life, which I feel like the Yeti interactions with wild space is a lot more of the portals and the astral sea. So I would say no. Bita is not aware of what this is. You are, although, more than aware enough of the dangers of wild space to know that Crux is probably you would lean towards Crux telling the truth.
Okay. Could we ask what's her face?
Topola?
Yeah, could we ask Topola?
Yeah. Who wants to get Topola?
Or Starbow?
Or Starbow. Starbow has no interest in fish, he says.
Yeah, he only likes plants.
Yeah, meh, he says.
Starbow, #fishes be crazy.
Starbow has entered into a new life of a new phase of inner beauty as he's becoming more and more appreciative of the flower crown that he is getting at the base of his tree. So
he feels pretty in his new skirt.
Yeah, exactly. Starbow is definitely hitting a new phase in his life, their life. Who is gonna go get Topola though?
Hey Levi, can you go get your girl? Not your girl.
Levi's already with Topola. Topola.
Oh, Levi's the.
Hey Levi, I say to the ship.
Yeah, because he's doing his thing, so he can hear us through the ship.
Do we still have? I mean, otherwise, do we still have like Hadozi mercenaries?
Yeah, they're
on board.
But yes, no, they hit it on the head. I mean, Levi can hear everything that's going on, and you hear some stomping up the deck as Topola comes out and says, "What is it? I was so close this time."
Do you recognize this fish?
A wide smile comes across her face. For me,
Get rid of it.
What is it?
It's these are the best. They are so fun. It's the fun in it. Let me tell you. The fun of this is just the guessing, right? The when is it gonna happen? Oh my gosh, it's just so exciting.
Okay, we're not keeping the fish.
No. This is like a once. I mean, how often do you get an opportunity to see one of these fish? These are amazing creatures, and I will do anything to have this fish on board. Anything. I will fireball whoever you want me to. I'm all. I will.
Will you
I will
not
be on my
fireball us ever?
I would even sign on the dotted line if you gave me this serpent.
Will this fish destroy the
it's
ship?
Just a fish right now.
Will this fish destroy the ship?
I won't let it.
That didn't answer my question.
Well,
Will this fish?
You're really not asking the right question. Can this fish destroy the ship? Not in its current form.
But it will.
Nope. Nope. That's an
Its
assumption.
next form can destroy the ship. Its future form
Can its future form destroy this ship? Yeah, got me there. Yeah, we'd be fish food for this thing. It's magnificent.
Thank you so much, I say to the Chewingas, but we couldn't possibly.
It's too much. We could not accept this in good faith. You should take it with you.
Topola starts walking towards. No, wait, y'all, come on, look, come on.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Look, come on.
We cannot accept this gift from the Chewinga.
This magic carp is just way too. We cannot pass this up.
You son of a bitch.
They need it more than we do.
You son
They
of
do
a
need
bitch.
No. We also, okay, look, these are nefarious little buggers. Truly, we should be killing them on sight and stealing everything they have. No, look, they will give this to somebody else, and nobody else has the knowledge that I have in caretaking for one of these. Don't we could be potentially riding on the back of this serpent in a few days, 2-3 years.
Does this
Do you want to take
register... Sorry,
go
on. I was just going to ask if it registers as a celestial or monstrosity.
You know, the greatest thing is, we don't know.
Well, does it ping on his radar?
Doesn't Vitae canonically know?
No, it doesn't. Topola does not, but no, it does not ping on your little radar thing.
Topola, if we get this fish, we are taking it directly back to your tower and we are leaving it there.
What? No. That's just begging. At
you
that
can
point,
have
just
your
let
little
them have
robots take care of it if you know how to take care of it.
No. I need to be there for that. This is.
Well, then you can stay at your tower with your fish.
But no, because you're gonna need my help going forward. Look, there has to be something we can do to invite this into your world. We don't want to pass up on this opportunity here.
I kind of want to pass up on the opportunity.
Oh, how about this? I bet that if you take this from them, they'll even give you a boon for taking it from them.
Oh shit, I do like their boons.
They give some real good boons.
I'll lean over to the Chewinga and I'll look at him and I'll say, "Are you guys playing a prank?"
They don't really have faces. But you can tell they are smirking.
Like, this is a very funny prank, and I do appreciate it. But I'm not sure if we can take this fish.
It pushes it out. It's holding a little like leash. It holds it out, and in its other hand, it starts glowing. It has a charm ready for you.
Peter kind of wants to see what happens.
All right, I will accept the fish.
Accept the fish.
I will very gingerly take the little lasso of the fish in my hand, and I will say, "Thank you very much."
Topola like pushes her face into your view in the midst of what you're thinking.
I'm refusing to acknowledge Topola.
Like, I can take that from you. She says, "I can do it.
This is my fish now.
I can do it." Are you gonna take over the fish?
This is my fish now.
Wonderful. Okay. All right.
So the Chewinga are still here?
They each are willing to get a charm. So Rosemary, you are gonna get the first charm. And who else? The other one is holding up a hand, so either of y'all get a chance to play rock, paper, scissors over it.
I don't think Beatus had a charm from a Chewinga yet.
Then by all means.
Beta extends a hand to the Chewinga.
You also get a charm. I am pulling up the list of charms here because I don't have them to find that for us. But for right now, the an image of a star like a star field. It gets burned into the palm of each of your hand. It doesn't hurt, but it does smell just a little bit like burnt bacon. And the Chewinga push off and go off into the darkness of space, forever leaving both. I'm surprised y'all didn't want to invite them on as crew members.
They're wild animals. They got their own shit going on.
Yeah, but like you already have a village of Chewinga back in Icewind Dale. Now you could introduce.
Yeah, and look how
astronauts
well
to
that
them.
turned out.
And it's in danger.
And it's in danger right now.
Humans
I will
danger.
wait for them to disappear off of the horizon, and then I'll kind of look at the fish, and I'll walk over to like the rail of the ship, take the little leash off of the fish, and go on, go get.
I like
shoo
that
it
our
off into
brains
the
move
into
exact
space.
Same way, Rosemary.
No. Okay, what can she do to stop this? What can she do to stop this? No.
Magic missile.
No. No.
Fireball.
Magic missile on the fish.
She is going to mage hand and grab the fish. Actually, you know what? Retcon that. She is not going to do it. So she says she is going to instead roll stealth. Excellent. And with a stealth of 6, she casts Mage Hand. And
Either way, Mage Hand is not an invisible thing natively.
Yeah, we can see Mage Hand.
Yeah, but who's to say it's her Mage Hand? So she
Who else's Mage Hand is it?
It's not mine.
Tupla pulls her hand into her robe, and she can see it's moving. And she grabs the fish as you like let it go. She doesn't wait very long. I mean, it's almost immediately. She doesn't want to miss this
I'm not
chance.
letting that fish out of my sight until it goes off into the horizon. So I'm watching her do this.
Yeah,
So and she
also-
grabs it and
was a
just takes it in a
stealth.
big
It was a
wide
stealth.
circle.
No, that beats no one's perception ever.
Yeah. She takes it a big wide circle to the other side, and she starts backing up. So, I guess what are y'all's reactions? Crux is not happy, but he's just grumbling. He's like,
I'm gonna intentionally try and put distance between me and the fish. And then I'm gonna knock an arrow into my longbow.
Okay.
Which
And
I guess I'm
readying-
using. I must have a longbow. We must have found one.
There's definitely a
I
lot
I
Also,
am
on the
readying a
ship.
thorn whip.
How am I practicing?
He's been practicing on a short bow.
Wait,
This is really
actually-
easy. I don't understand why everyone's acting like longbows are a big deal.
No, y'all definitely, yeah, you have a longbow. So,
Oh, I have a longbow that we stole from the Astral Elves.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's even even better longbow. So Tupela is continuing mage handing this magic carp around the edge of the ship. It's now on the opposite side now, unless you have
All right,
chosen
I'm gonna
to attack. in the
bonus
meantime.
action take aim.
She has begun to move it towards. She's turned her back. She doesn't even know that this is all happening. She thinks she is so slick and has begun to move.
I
the
say,
fish.
Topala, I can see you.
You know, I'm just fixing my robe over here.
No.
Hang on, it's fine. This will be great practice.
She has opened up the robe, and the fish is about 10, 15 feet away from the edge of the
Dice just keeps going.
no. Well,
A
that definitely,
23.
that definitely hits. So you shoot the arrow, and it lodges straight through this fish, and Topala gasps. But then she quickly stifles
Look out,
her
it's
gasp.
coming right for you!
She quickly stifles. She's like, oh, sorry, there's something stuck in my throat. As she continues to mage hand the fish,
Is it dead?
it's not wiggling around anymore. You hear- Wait, let me roll her stealth again.
I'll be like, oh hey, I think it's floating in the wrong direction, and I'll thorn whip the fish.
Do mage hands take damage? Can it be attacked?
I don't think so.
But I mean, it's spectral, so like things can go through it. So like,
Yeah.
the arrow is through it; it's still moving. So You thorn whip the fish. It breaks it breaks the arrow, and you can like there's blood in the water, but she's still pulling it in. She's visibly defeated though, and she's like, well,
Oh, is that same fish from before? What's it doing over there? I thought you were.
I thought it was supposed to go off in the other direction, but I don't want it to
Rosemary
get. I
released
don't
it
want
that
it,
way. I
like,
thought you were being attacked.
Yeah, I
That's
thought another one was
unfortunate.
like trying to worm its way underground, and since we heard it was so dangerous, or like into our ship, and since we heard it was so dangerous, I thought it was. Yeah, let's I can thorn whip it in and then like go toss it off towards the other one.
no.
You're just gonna be doing like Dr. Frankenstein necromancy on this thing.
This is a little bit fast. I didn't think we were going to kill it. But
Quick, sail into that lightning storm.
I didn't either. I thought like it would just float off into space and be able to live its merry little life, but unfortunately.
No. Look. Okay, yes, the jig is up. Ha ha. Look, okay. And she just pulls the dead body and puts it in her pocket.
No.
Well, I'll
Nope.
see y'all later.
No.
What?
I mean, I said I was thorn whipping specifically to bring it to me. I'm not letting her put her hands on this thing.
All right, so you thorn whip it over. The mage hand is still here.
The mage hand can't lift more than 10 pounds, so it cannot. I'm holding onto it as the mage hand is trying to pull on it, and I am holding stronger than the mage hand.
It dissipates, and she like walks up sheepishly. She's like, "Look, I only took 3 years of necromancy. That is arguably not enough to do anything majorly wrong with this."
Arguably.
You've lost your privileges.
You know, if you no. Defeated, she turns her tails and walks away.
Throw it overboard.
Did you throw it
I'm like
overboard?
waiting until she's very much gone.
So she goes below deck, right? Just right below deck. You hear her moving some boxes out of the way. Below deck. A hatch just opened up.
Honestly, I kind of just want to set this, like, the fish's body on fire.
All
Like,
right,
just
now
use like a continual flame to just like.
Can I see her through this grate? How far down is she?
She's right there. She has a mage hand already made, and she's just waiting.
I don't trust her. I'm gonna burn this fish and then use it as like fertilizer in like my my new plots.
I would highly recommend that. The roll
Here, hang
was
on,
not
hang on.
well. This is not great. Okay.
There's an arrow speared through this thing, so I'll just put that back in the bow.
Yeah, you can have your arrow back.
We can light the arrow on fire. And then we'll just Viking funeral this thing off into the distance.
Not even off into the distance. Like we could just like burn it into ash, and then I'll use the ash as fertilizer in my plots. I'm sure. I'm gonna keep calling him Treebeard. Starbow will enjoy the extra fertilization.
Beta pulls
but
out.
imagine the look on Toppola's face as she watches the flaming fish just jettison off into the night.
Beta pulls out a flute he's made out of bone taken from the fucking scaver thing, and he'll just start playing like he's not proficient. He'll start playing a very poor rendition of "My Heart Will Go On."
Love that.
I was
Never let
picturing
go,
it.
Jack.
I was imagining it even before, as soon as you said flute.
Okay. All right. Well, the fish does not make it onto the ship, and so fun times are not abound, apparently, for Toppola. But the ship is infinitely more safer now that has been dealt with.
We don't get to meet shiny Gyarados.
Which would have only popped up at the most opportune time, right? Right when you needed something big to barrel through from behind you and attack what's in front of you. It would not have been any other time that popped up. Like,
Well, darn. I wish you'd told us that beforehand.
Yeah, like when you arrive at Rock of Brawl and somebody's trying to take a ferry toll that's just that has increased since the last time you were there. Excellent opportunity.
Darn. Maybe next time.
I don't know. Just Topola has Rosemary has zero patience for Topola anymore. It's like the minute that she was covered in whale guts and Topola refused to just prestidigitation, Rosemary's like, I don't like you, and anything that you scheme I will destroy.
Schemes. Yeah. There'll be a lot of those. She's it's not that she doesn't care, it's that she doesn't know to care. Right? You get these often. It's why you see so many mad scientists whenever they are on their own.
It's not that she's bad, it's that she's a psychopath.
It's that she goes into a dissociative state and commits atrocities.
Yeah, but when she's alone, most people don't recognize those as atrocities. AKA, Topola doesn't recognize those as atrocities.
I'm going to commit various war crimes.
Tackles the clown. That's a good. I like that crew. Anywho, we find the living ship, the Second Wind, slows down on its final jump to a horrible aftermath of a battle. You approach. Where's this thing? Nope, not there. Excellent. All right. We have found the aftermath of a battle between the Astral Elves and a ragtag group of ships, all flying under a flag that Topola recognizes as her ex's flag. Dead ahead, you see a cloud of debris that appears to be the drifting wreckage of several ships. If you weren't already on deck, Crux shouts, "To arms!" And the crew begins to get into ship shape. Peering through his spyglass, he adds, "Looks like there's 3 flying ships, 3 lampreys, 2 squid ships, and 2 of those dreaded star moths." Couple has identified everything that is not the star moth as part of her X.
I see.
It's,
wow, they were.
His flag is, sorry, one last thing. His flag is Blood Red Pirate. It's a Blood Red Pirate flag. The skull is not necessarily human-esque, but it is definitely a skull.
They outnumbered the star moths well, I guess there might have been surviving star moths that escaped, but man, they was not very equal losses here.
Topola, who's sending you to join a team that can take on the Zarxan Empire, and the first thing you'll see is a very one-sided battle here. Yes.
8 ships taken out for there too.
As you approach, what is there any ship in particular y'all would like to check out?
So you said one of them has. It's like nautiloids over here.
There is a. There's not a. It's not a nautiloid. It's a squid ship. But
squid ship.
It's not the same as the crustacean ship.
Okay. So is this just a ship graveyard or?
Yes. This is this is a ship graveyard. You see some dead bodies floating around. In fact, there are 2 dead bodies currently floating in a collision course for y'all as you approach. They are drifting ever so slowly, but you are approaching them quite fast.
I don't trust that. I don't trust like that. I guess I'll speak to the ship in speaking to Levi, and be like, Okay, so we're gonna run into some dead bodies, but considering what happened last time we went to go investigate a ghost ship, I don't know if I trust them to be dead. Do we want to,
It's
go around them?
evasive actions, Mr. Levi.
Apollo comes to the top of the deck and stands next to Crux. Crux says, "Well, actually, it might be helpful to see what happened. Did they are they do they look astral elvish from where we are?
Is it possible to get so that they they won't be on the ship, but we can float close enough to observe them?"
Of course." And he signals to one of the Hadozi who grabs a grappling hook and begins swinging it. How close do y'all want to get?
Okay, Topola, was 3 years of necromancy enough to learn any interrogation spells?
Oh, yeah. First thing I did was want to speak to the dead.
That
Okay,
might be
yeah.
useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Do we trust Topola with the questions?
No.
Probably best if we write them down.
Look, if these two are floating towards us, I mean, we could just stay here, keep our distance, and grapple one of them over.
yeah. We can do that. So what are y'all saying? 50 feet, 100 feet, 10 feet before you want to grab one?
How about at 60 feet, Beta throws a dart,
Okay.
hauls one in.
All right. Roll to attack for me. Are you attaching with a rope to one end so you can kind of wheel back in?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously.
Obviously. Well, I mean, I guess you could be testing to see if they're alive, right?
I suppose I could.
This will do both.
Beta does aim for a non-lethal area. Stuff moving properly. It'll be non-sharpshooter.
Crux will go to the edge and he gives his first impressions. They look dead. They look pretty dead.
Yeah, well.
Yep. Well, let me check here.
25 to hit.
25. Okay.
I suppose 26 if they're incapacitated.
Excellent. All right. They 26 if they're incapacitated. Well, okay. Yeah. So you hit square through the center of one of the bodies, and it jerks a little bit. It starts to spasm, and
I said a non-lethal area.
Fortunately,
I don't know if ranged attacks can be non-lethal.
Non-lethally do range, but it's okay. You didn't kill him. He's just.
No, I just mean I'm aiming for a thigh.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, so you pierce his thigh. He still moves around and starts screaming, "Ow! Ow, that hurt! Ah, Billy! Billy, what just happened?" And you hear Billy.
Oh, they're still alive.
Billy, you got hit! Billy! Oh, God! Billy!
How are you alive?
How are you both?
Wait, are you both Billy?
Billy! Yeah, it's my brother Billy.
Billy and Billy?
Yes, we're actually not real brothers because... And,
Because it would be insane to name both sons Billy.
Yes. Yeah, we're
I don't mean to assume your genders.
Yeah, no. Billy through different mothers. Billy, they shout.
Billy from another mother.
Yes. You could consider calling us both Billy A and Billy A, but it doesn't help.
Have you considered Billy A and Billy B?
Well, neither of our last names are B.
What are your last names?
Aldonzo and Alpheus.
Okay, so one of you is Aldonzo and one of you is Alpheus.
I look at each other and they say, "But I've always been known as Billy."
Okay, why
How
are
are you guys
out
breathing out there?
What? Oh. Right.
What are your
can
middle
you
names?
and the Billy that isn't stabbed attaches to the Billy that is stabbed and starts to pull themselves closer. And you hear Crux cock his pistol as he pulls it out. And he says, "Not another foot." As they get close enough for you to realize and see the paleness of their skin is not from the death, from them being dead, but is instead from them being, and Crux says, vampirates.
Oh shit.
And Topola says, "Oh yeah, that. Hey Billy,
She's the worst.
didn't I tell y'all that they were?
No.
You did
Yeah.
not.
I said they were a merry band of men.
You said they were what?
A merry band of men.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean undead pirates.
Well, it's very common to know that vampires are pretty merry."
I'm going to kill you. I hope you realize this.
It's amazing that you honestly you
Your
should
blood will be on my hands.
the fact that
You
you've been
belong
able to
in
push
that.
Rosemary to this point is itself amazing.
Rosemary, the usual lovable one of the group, is just like full scorched earth. Oh well, that is yeah. Look, most people either have my reaction, which is to say that everybody deserves to live, whether it's now or is a second chance, and then they have people like Crux's reaction, which seem to fall into the I don't want my neck bitten, or I don't want to turn into an undead servant, or I like my blood.
I don't trust your idea of what is morally correct or admissible to allow them on this ship. Because they might just like drink us dry, and you're just like, oh yeah, cool. That's just what happens, Let's shrug.
Billy,
cool. I'm gonna go do evil shit in my tower now.
both Billies chime up. By the way, we are what you could consider vegetarian pirates.
Sure, you are.
We only drink the blood of animals and non-sentient creatures.
Okay.
Do you have any proof of this claim?
No, but we will work for 2 weeks free to prove that we are honorable and upstanding.
Listen,
crewmen.
Billy's, it's not that I don't trust you. It's that I don't trust her. And so I don't know if she vouches for you.
We don't
Whether
want
to
to
trust
be
that.
Look, if we will happily take her place on your ship if it means
I mean, I'm down
you
for that.
save us from drifting endlessly into the void.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not all that.
Topola is
Oh,
aghast.
what's the word?
She's just look here. Billy and Billy. Were you part of my former lover's ship? Were you on Garganhale's fleet? And they say, no, we were some new recruits from a few battles back.
From which ship? What captain?
Who's what? Oh, which the one we had before we
Who's
died,
asking?
or
Were you pirates when you were vampires, or was that a post-pirate thing?
no. Well, actually, kind of looks at Billy. When did we start pirating? Well, you could consider what that merchant did as piracy. So it kind of just came upon us. We just fell into it. Yes, and of course, then being revived and becoming vampirates really solidified that as our identity. Yes, it did indeed. So yeah, it just happened.
Do they seem like stand-up folks?
They have yet to tell a lie. They seem very genuine in your short interactions as of right now.
Honestly, yeah, they've got my vote. They seem fine.
Yeah. And we could, we could definitely put in a good word with you if you're looking for Garganale. We know where they fled after the battle. It was a doozy, right? Yeah, yes, it was, Billy. It was indeed. What a doozy.
You have Hadozi.
We have Hadozi? No. Don't. No, we're all vampirates, which can get pretty confusing. Because yes, there are Hadozi vampirates, but they are just vampirates, though.
If we were to roll up to Garganhale's ship with you guys aboard, would that be a problem?
I wouldn't think so.
Okay.
And although we've been here for a short while, I would think Topola will be more of the problem than us.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah.
And
we've spent enough time with her to understand that.
She's kind of the problem now, to be real.
look, I mean, we can see that for sure. That's pretty clear. Yes. So 2-week probationary period. We're with you, and then you start paying us our usual fee.
What's your usual fee?
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Are we pirates?
Not really.
So yeah.
We're not
are y'all down for
opposed
like a
to-
salary?
Well, we often see
How about that?
crewmanship
How
comes
about this?
yes.
We'll do a 2-week provisionary period upon which we will then discuss your ongoing salary.
Okay. We would like in that situation, we would like a severance pay should you deem us unfit for crew, back pay for the 2 weeks that we spent with you.
Now, counter offer, would you rather us pick you up and give you shelter until we can get you to either a Garganhale's ship, where you may be able to be picked up as vampirates on that vessel, and or the nearest port where you might find other gainful employment?
Or should we leave you here?
As opposed to floating in space.
Definitely not leave us here. But like things haven't been too merry with Garganhale's fleet as of late. I heard something pretty big happened, and he sort of lost his love of things.
Was that being left at the altar by a mad scientist?
I didn't want to call her out, but yeah.
It's fine. I don't think she's capable of
remorse.
Yeah.
right. It's yeah. But he's been in a real tizzy.
Understandable.
Right.
So
we want to avoid
potentially
what's happening there.
If we pick you up, save you from floating endlessly in space, as undead floatsome in the stars, bring you. We're going to Garganhale's fleet first, because we apparently have no sense of self-preservation, and/or we can deliver his runaway fiance to him.
And we need to murder all of the astral elves.
Yeah, that's the end goal.
Yeah.
So depending on what your vibes are, if you vibe with us, if we vibe with you, if you want to be dropped off at a port at some point.
Okay. Wait, how set are we on the murdering of all the astral elves? Because I have to say that kind of was one of the issues with Garganhale as of late. Picking fights he shouldn't have been picking.
Well, see, they did kind of put giant crystal tendrils through our planet, which we are still rather peeved about.
Yep, that's yep, seen that happen.
Yeah.
They are a blight on the plains.
Right, but when that happens, it just happens, right? I mean, what are you going to do about it?
Kill all the astral elves.
Take on the entire empire.
Crumble their empire. They do not need to die to the last individual, the last child, but their empire, their foundation needs to be excised from existence and cast into a endless pall that will serve as a warning for all of creation.
We're just dismantling the power structures that allow them to do that to other planets.
Yeah, mean, can't say no to being the heroes, right? Right, Billy? Yeah, Billy. I mean, this seems like a really good opportunity for vampires to be seen in better light. Plus, think about all the loot the Astro Elves have. Yep, I mean, piracy is in our name. It's part of our species now, apparently.
Beta kind of shifts his like shawl thing that he has and like shows the like breastplates turned into pauldrons and the mace from an Astro Elf priest, and he goes, "You can steal whatever the fuck you want from them."
Okay. Well, then, it would be an excellent time to mention that Garganhill has quite a little surprise on his ship that we heard. He escaped while the rest of us held off so they could escape with their prize. So if you're looking for something good that they have, he definitely has it. We wouldn't mind getting a piece of that. So, Billy, what do you say? I think so, Billy. I think we should join them. Yep. And he's going to start pulling himself closer to you, Bitte. Like, at this time, I assumed you guys have been having this conversation where they're still just, like, hanging in wild space, just slowly. It started at the beginning, but maybe it slowly went past the bow of the ship.
Yeah. And if it matters, Beta is wearing a religiously imbued, very rare magic item around his neck. He's wearing a holy symbol that's charged with significant magic. If shit starts popping off and we want to get narrative about it.
I don't know how that's going to affect them. That's interesting. I wonder. Yeah, okay. Well,
I mean, as long as they don't try to attack you, I think it should be okay.
Right. Yeah.
Specifically a deity of the sun.
That's fun.
That's true.
I'm just throwing it out there in case Beta ends up wrapping it around his fist and beating the shit out of him.
Crux is going to. I refuse to have these two on board. In fact, I believe they need 2 bullets to their skull right now. Are you with me?
Down, Crux. I'm sure they're fine.
They are undead blights upon this world. They sleep on coffins. Coffins!
We have coffins in the basement. I'm sure they can sleep there and be
They're
fine.
meant for bodies, not to be used regularly.
I mean, why have something if you don't want to use it?
We have coffins in the basement.
We do.
Yeah, they're on the map.
Oh, I forget.
See, Crux, it sounds like Chapel will chime in. Crux, it sounds like you've
I've
already
been using
prepared
them
for
as
these
breakfast stool.
This is gonna. Did you know that they explode whenever they die? Just want to point that out there. Even when they die, they cause more issues. I do not like this one bit. Grumble, grumble, grumble. He says.
So they're kind of like a Robert Rodriguez form of vampire.
Pop, spread ash, and it's a lot to clean up. I will remind you. Killed many a vampirates in my day. He shouts loudly enough for Billy's to hear him as he walks below ship.
Yeah, just you don't murder us, we won't murder you, that sort of thing.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you don't get paid if you murder the people that you're working for.
That's fair.
All right. Well, we can definitely show you where you want to go. There's probably some stuff on the ships if you want to spend some time checking it out. But whenever you're ready, just let us know and we can point you in the right direction.
Are you the only? Oh wait, so these aren't like ships that are still in okay shape. These are ships that are fucked up.
Yeah, this is a wreckage. This is a graveyard.
Maybe you can ask the Billies. It's like, is there anything that looked of interest or looked lootable? Like, there's not. There's not like an ambush in there, yeah.
I mean, no. No. I mean, booby traps. Yes, of course, definitely. There are booby traps on all of our ships because what pirate ship isn't to have a healthy case of booby traps? And we can really only help you with our ship, and unfortunately, our ship survived this battle. We were boarded on one of the Star Moths, and were able to survive just before it exploded. There's not
could
much
see if
on their wreckage. Might be some pieces you can scavenge through. However, you don't want to spend too much time here, and they point to the beginning of a few void scavers that have started to patrol around the wreckage looking for other vampires. I'm sure we aren't the only survivors, but even we know that it's too much of a risk to go into the graveyard. You never know what might be lurking around the corner.
We could see
I
if
would-
there's any critical military information to be taken from the Star Moths.
Probably not,
I can do like a
but we can definitely go closer. I only say that because any point to this star moth, which, although it is nice and pretty on our screen, is largely just a cloud of wreckage and glass debris, as it seems to have imploded from the inside.
It actively explodes while we're watching it.
Yeah, actually, yes. Two little pieces
There's some
bump
sort of,
into
like-
each other, and it just goes.
It looks alright.
It's in like some time loop of like continuously exploding and then unexploding and then re-exploding.
Yeah, there's never a time once it explodes, like the next 10 minutes, where there isn't some minor sort of explosion going on.
Okay, it seems to have died out.
So-
Never mind.
But we, if you patrol the outer ships, I'm sure we might be able to pick up some useful gear. We pirates, always have something, personal belongings that could be a major artifact of a culture we raided years before. Somebody uses as a bookend.
What if we loot just one and see how we feel?
Which one are we going for? Now, do we want to go in the middle and then have like the other wreckages as almost like a shield, but also potentially someone could sneak up on us, or do we want to go on one of the edges where we're a little more exposed, but we can maybe run away faster and see people coming faster?
Good reason.
Let's find a kind of rich one toward the edge.
Maybe like one of these boys? Gotta go around the edge and keep an eye out on the other stuff.
Mhm.
Or maybe this boy.
The easiest one is the one that's right in front of y'all, largely because there's not a lot of asteroids. Getting around the others, any of the ones on the outside are going to be quite easy to get to. Getting in between them, however, does become more of a difficult situation.
Then maybe we go for the easy one. I'll point to the bobbies, the bens, the
Billies.
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 Billy.
Billy.
Billies! The
Billy.
bodies.
I'll point to the one directly in front of us and like look to the Billies and like, so y'all floated from that general direction. Did you see anything that might be worth looking at that one directly in front of us?
There definitely was some activity going on inside. I think there might be another survivor. We saw some lights floating around.
Let's go for a different one.
I
Enough
mean,
survivors.
before we got to space, I'd be like, oh, we have to go, like, see if they need help. But now that we're in space, I've just been like, every time we're like, oh, what if they need help? It's just turned into, like, a
Shit show.
rapidly devolving hell for everybody involved.
Wow.
It's-
Rosemary,
Am I becoming
you
cynical?
changed.
Rosemary. Rosemary grown up.
Space is doing bad things to my psyche. I think I need more plants. I think that's what I need.
There's a real lack of morality here in space, and Rosemary is suffering from it.
Rosemary takes a long drag on her cigarette. Nah, fuck 'em.
Rosemary's like, I'm gonna need
Let's go, I
so
wanna
much
see them
therapy
die.
when we get back, when we save our world, which I'm refusing to acknowledge is even a potential that we might not do.
How about this? Billy has an idea. Billy remembers something. I need two D12s and then a coin flip.
2d12s.
Okay.
That's 23.
All right. So it's
Just
12
worrisome.
or 11. So we're gonna go high, low, odd, even.
That's
All right.
a 1.
Odd. Okay. So Billy, I do remember that ship in particular just scored a major artifact the last time we had a battle. Really, Billy? What did they have? Oh, I'm pretty sure it was a locked case of crystal spyglasses worth 1,000 gold pieces each. How many were in there, Billy? Oh man, enough to fashion to buy a whole ship. Probably like 6 or 8. Whoa, Billy, that's a lot.
This feels like bullshit, but
Can I roll an insight check to see how transparent this charade is?
Yeah, you can roll. They are roll an insight check.
Can I give a guidance to myself?
100%. Yeah, you could strap them to a a truth machine. Topola would have.
Do I have zone of truth?
Some ideas. Topola doesn't have zone of truth. She does, however, have a foolproof way to pull the truth out of people.
I refuse to figure out what that means.
It involves no fire.
No.
Unless
Zone
you
of
consider
gold.
electricity fire.
You kill them and then speak with dead.
I have a 25 insight.
Okay. They are not telling the lie. They are truthful.
They're just likely wrong.
That's that's a possibility, but it's definitely gonna they're the spyglasses are there.
All right, let's go get those spyglasses.
6,000 to 8,000 gold. I don't know how much money y'all have made recently, but it hasn't been a lot.
I mean, also, like, have we had, other than, like, chips and stuff, things to spend gold on, I say, as I'm actively going into debt over buying a tree while drunk.
I mean, you have spent a lot of money. And the raccoon people the raccoons are knocking at your door to pay your mortgage. But you're right. You're probably not going to have a lot of opportunity to spend gold.
I mean,
on
at the very least,
but you can definitely spend gold on crew members and hiring mercenaries.
Yeah. At the very least, if these guys start demanding, like, hey, we can use that. All right, let's go see what the survivor's about and see if we can get those spyglasses.
Yeah. All right. So this lamprey ship that's right here is oh, there is an autoloid over there, huh? Look at that. Those are nautiloids. Well, I guess squid ships are.
I was gonna say those are nautiloids.
It looks so different than the one I was used to, but yes, you're right. All right. So
well, at least it looks like a nautiloid from Baldur's Gate, which I wasn't sure if that was just a.
So those are nautiloid ships. So the lamprey ship, it is largely intact, although you can tell that it has become it suffered from some sort of internal fire. There seems to be a large hole from the outside on the on like basically piercing through the deck straight through the bottom of it, which seems to have caused a significant amount of fire to spread. And even at this point, there's still some areas that are kind of like embered and still glowing. But there's an easy enough entrance as you get close and pull up beside the lamprey ship. You already see the lights flickering inside as somebody seems to be walking up and down one of these side hallways.
Alright, I guess gear up for a potential fight.
Who's gonna push off? Y'all have about like a couple, like 20 feet or so is how close Levi's able to get you. Unless you decide you don't want to go closer to that.
To which?
To the lamprey ship. How close do y'all want to get?
I'll look to my friends and be like, how close do we want to get?
The 20 is fine. I think Beta will take a rope and a dart and
Our
throw it
envelope
over to,
distance is good enough, I think.
180 feet. Just like, yeah. It actually is a good point though, to make, is that you because your little diving suit does allow you to have your own little envelope if you're outside of, well, you always have an envelope, but the diving suit makes it a little bit easier. Getting closer to ships that are dead can potentially bring on like poison or really bad air quality. So that's a good point to make, is that you don't get close at all and instead keep your distance so that you are not in the same air envelope. So you have quite a distance to go though. What's 180 times 2? 320? No,
60.
360?
360.
360 feet to float across.
See that?
How
I
many?
turned 360 degrees away and 360 degrees and moonwalk away. Sorry.
Did you? Who is all going over to the Lamprey ship? Are you forming Are you sending crew? Are you sending yourself?
We only have one fish suit.
Yes.
That sucks.
Topola can create an air pocket for somebody.
Really?
I was gonna
That's
say,
useful.
like,
you
I
can
imagined...
still send crew across. It's just there's the risk that the air envelope won't be of good quality, and then that's where the dive suit really comes into play.
What spell would make an air envelope?
I think there's specifically
As
one
a
for
druid,
it.
do I have
one
something that could do that?
I don't know if the druids can cast that. Let me see.
It is, yes, it is available on the druid list.
Oh, then yes.
Which one is that?
It's a second level spell, Air Bubble.
Air bubble.
Air bubble. Why have I never seen air bubble before?
It is unique to the Spelljammer
Yeah.
thing. Like, it was added in the Spelljammer book, so if you've never seen that material.
I found this scroll, so I don't know. Does this? Can y'all see the details?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. So that's the air. That's air bubble. This is definitely something Topola would have shared with y'all if you
Be a while before I get
inquired about it. I don't know. How do you learn spells again as a druid? Is that
I mean,
You just
for
prepare.
druid, I prepare spells, but I don't know how to, like, other than just like
so
specific like subclass spells. I don't know how to add those to the list because I haven't encountered that in a campaign before.
I would even say that
if you would allow me to.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is something that a lot of people have. You know, like an Eberron and a cleansing stone. You know, air bubble is something that is taught quite often. I probably should have done a better job of introducing it to y'all, but anybody who has the ability to cast that knows that.
2 additional globes of fresh air. Okay. So would it be more efficient for me to just cast 2 second level spells, or cast it once as a 3rd level and have a spare? Because we have the suit.
Mm-hmm.
I imagined the 3 of us would go, and then I'd just like take Levi kind of by the shoulders, and I'd be like, "Listen, you're on top of a babysitting duty. If anything goes wrong, you do what you need to do."
We should probably bring the vampires.
Billy agrees.
Okay.
So
yeah, the Billies obviously they don't need an air bubble. So
yeah, I mean,
do y'all need a bear?
Almost surprised y'all didn't just send them on their own. They don't need any air at all.
Well, not going to send our probationary pirates with no supervision.
I don't want to leave them behind with no supervision. Should we separate the Billy? Should we take one Billy, leave one Billy? Take a Billy, leave a Billy?
I mean, we outnumber the Billies. It's probably, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I trust the Billies with my life.
That's a good point. That's a good stance to have. The Billies are your friends. I would never.
All right, split the Billies.
I like that we're gonna constantly be suspicious of the Billies, and then he's gonna like kill off the Billies, and we're gonna feel bad.
And then
Like,
we're gonna
We're
be
just gonna
sad.
cry.
Yeah.
I will. I'll quit
Billy,
the
I
campaign.
never properly trusted you, Billy, or you, Billy.
No, the Billies will be here forever being misunderstood by y'all.
I mean, they're immortal, so
all
yeah.
the way up until the end. They will forever. Billy's are blown apart. Billy's hand survives. You Billy's hand there to write forlorn letters about the day he once had a body.
So if we have someone in the like diver suit, I'll use a 3rd level air bubble to give myself and whoever else is not in the diving suit. And I guess one of the Billies an air bubble, just in case we find someone who needs an air bubble that Billy can share, I guess, because he doesn't really need to breathe.
Yeah.
Right. So I'll do that at 3rd level because it says for every slot above 2nd, I get 2 extra globes of air. So just more efficient to do it at the 3rd level.
Like, nothing's in the globe, but it's just following you along.
Sure.
Right,
I mean, I was gonna give it to one of the Billies because it says I have to.
You have to give it to somebody.
Around the head of a willing creature you see within range.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, they can always stick their heads really close to somebody.
Just kiss the Billy.
Yeah. Right. And,
Alternatively,
and, you know,
we're gonna find out that they
are...
can lie to anyone, and it's just and it just is immune to like magical truth. One of the two.
Yeah, I mean, the vampires are they're pretty familiar with how to maneuver themselves around heads and necks. So they'll be able to share that air bubble without any issue.
Cool.
All right, who's putting on the fish suit?
Do you want the fish suit?
It won't fit me.
Fish suits
It might
matter.
be helpful for Rosemary so that in the event that anything bad happens and she loses air bubbles, she can then recast them.
That is an excellent point.
That's fair. It does say it's not a concentration spell and it lasts for 24 hours.
Okay.
So that's nice.
Well, then actually there's no point for it to be with Rosemary since there's no extra benefit there.
I was gonna say it might be difficult for it to fit Rosemary or Bitte because we're both like 6 foot tall and big.
Topola.
I'll put on the fish suit. That's fine.
I could come.
No.
If you're wondering.
No, I'm already putting it on.
Topola, you're staying here. You're staying with Levi.
There's not a lot of damage I could do with that already damaged.
Hey, wait a sec. If Topola can cast a spell, why don't we just have her air bubble people?
Yeah.
And then you can save your slot. And you can still stay here.
Yeah. I can do that.
Would you be willing to cast a 3rd level air bubble on us, Topola?
She throws an air bubble on 6 or 7 people. I don't know, however many she needs to do it.
Okay.
That's so much more than was needed, Topola.
I mean, the more she uses, the less fireball slots she has.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
She just casually uses like a 5th level spell slot just to air bubbles. There we go.
Thanks.
In that case, I guess we don't even need the fish suit.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
But the fish suit does give you an innate flying speed.
Yep.
Yeah, the flying speed is probably going to be
push
good.
off and
while I guess it's specifically only in an environment with no gravity. So once we reach the gravity plane, it goes away. But yeah, I'll put the fish suit on. Or at least the minimum amount of components of the fish suit that let me fly.
Right. Okay.
Like if it's just a jetpack.
everybody gets like an arm and a hand, and we split it up like it's Exodia, and we're all being able to fly.
Oh my gosh. Whatever that trick was with the dart and the rope, could we do that to the ship so we can just like follow that string along to the boat instead of just like pushing off and hoping?
Can you throw a dart 360 feet?
Can we use a javelin or whatever the big
like
old
ballista
yeah, the ballista.
Yeah, I mean definitely yes.
Just have Starbow just like
chunk of rock
yeet a javelin at it. He can just like
that
or just have Starbow yeet us.
Actually, that's probably a better thing.
Well, then how do we get back?
We tie a rope to Starbow and then
and hold onto the rope.
So tie a rope around us and then have Starbow yeet us.
I like this. this is the plan.
If we get to 120 feet, I can throw a javelin.
Okay. So, yeah, no, you're good. 350 is good for the mangonel, which that's the one that shoots the rock, right?
Yes.
Yep. So, that's Starbow. So, yeah. He yeets y'all over. You start flying at it. You experience no issue, and as you are approaching, he almost perfectly lands you into the just off the edge of the deck. Because if he had actually yeeted you onto the deck of the ship, you would have experienced what was falling,
Yeah.
a significant
Lots of
distance. So instead, he yeets you, and you go and dip under the gravity plane of the lamprey ship, and then bounce right back up again. And you kind of actually are gonna you find yourself still in a collision course, averaging about 20 to 30 feet falls each time. What are y'all doing to correct yourself or stop, or whoever has the diving suit, of course, has fly.
Yep. Innate flight speed to reverse momentum
Yeah.
and hold everybody's hand. We just daisy chain.
Okay. All right. Fair
That
enough.
works.
Dog!
All right.
Help!
So you're daisy chain and able to make that bouncing a lot less fluctuating, and you find yourself at the
Help
edge
me.
of the lamprey ship. And that is when. Oh my god.
Yes, we are getting attacked by a dog.
What are you doing?
It's going at it.
Oh God.
There is some sort of foul beast afoot.
Yeah, you hear these noises right on the
It's the fish.
on the deck of the ship before the light pops above, right over the deck, and it looks to be kind of like peering over the edge of the ship and looking at y'all as you are just mere feet away. This tiny ball of light has appeared over the bow of the ship, and it quickly flies around the mast and settles a few feet above the deck as you all clamber on. In a soft voice, it says, "Lost, are we? Mayhap I be a person that can offer some assistance?"
Hail. Who are you?
I am a will-o-wisp.
So cool.
Do I know enough about will-o-wisps in general to know that this is to know what this is?
They're not uncommon in fact there are cases of them in Icewind Dale. So you are aware of them to the point that you know, I can spell it, that they often are found after battles because they like to feed on things.
Things.
Yes.
That's a vague way to put that, Corey.
Well, they consume life. The vampire, the will-o-wisp, the vampire, it's kind of hiss at it. They're like, shh, and then it pays them no mind and says, "Oh, pish posh, you two. You know I get nothing from either of y'all."
Do you get something from us?
Yes, but, and it metaphorically waves a hand in front of you in a not threatening gesture, I've already had my fill. So, you all are looking very cautiously at me.
The will-o-wisps that I've heard of tend to lead people astray, so you asking us if we're lost does not bode well for your intentions.
Well, it often can hurt understandings and friendships when we make assumptions based on past experiences. No, 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 no. I am nothing like those will-o-wisps. In fact, I was employed by the Garganhale fleet until this battle happened. And then I got left behind.
Billy's, is that
For
true?
no
Do
reason,
you know this guy?
Yeah, we've
Girl?
the
Thing?
Billy's kind of say,
Them?
yeah, it's
Thing?
you know, it's been around. Not on our
Okay.
ship. It was on Garganhale's ship. We saw it every now and then, and
And you guys still histed it?
oh yeah, those things are
That's
Just-
how we say hi.
yeah, they are. Those things are the bane of our existence. We can't become vampires if we are sucked to death by will-o-wisps.
Uh-huh.
Look,
Okay.
when your race is survival economy is based upon people who are almost dead being, turned into
Making
vampires.
bad deals.
Yeah. Anything that also feeds on the dead bodies and those that are almost dead are rivals, so to speak. So that's what our hissing was about. It had nothing to do with anything else.
Okay.
Sure.
That came off very suspicious. I trust I meant no suspicion.
Gotcha. All right.
Well, let's find these spyglasses.
Yeah. Hey, Will-o-Wisp, do you have a name?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Will. Will,
Honestly, that's very helpful. Thank you.
we are looking for a case that should contain some crystal spyglasses.
Oh,
Are
yeah.
you aware of such a thing on the ship?
Yes, it is right next to the gunpowder that they were storing. In fact, kind of nestled behind it. I believe somebody was trying to hide it as they were burnt alive.
Okay.
Why,
Are they
if they
still
were-
down there being burnt alive?
No. We learned. Well, the Garganhale fleet learned a lot of lessons when it came to fighting astral elves and their insistence upon using that dreadful radiant fire, and we fireproofed some of the ship.
So
Really
they
just
were
the
on
cargo
fire,
holds.
fucking around at the powder magazine.
Yes, yeah. So no fire at all.
So why did the powder magazine not go up?
It's fireproof.
Fireproof gunpowder.
It's in the fireproof area.
But they were on fire.
Yes, the fireproof area was on fire, but it itself is fireproof. Therefore, everything inside is perfectly fine.
So the gunpowder was not affected by the man being on fire right next to it.
No. Because of the way the fireproofing works, all fire is encased in a small, airless pocket. So as this man walked into the fireproofing area, that itself became his death. As he was suffocated.
That's horrible. Okay.
And died of asphyxiation.
Which is ironic because that is how you die when you are on fire.
Yes, he didn't escape that. Mm-hmm. Again, these are all assumptions because I was not there at the time of his death.
All right, I want to go check to make sure there's no fire near the
yeah,
anything.
Well, there's still embers throughout the ship. They glow like you would expect a fire that has started by the astral elf. Green light and burning oddly. But as Will spoke to the group, there is a section of the cargo that seems to have been enchanted, thus that it is you can see the fire embers go all the way up into a point, and then it stops. So there's actually more than just the spyglasses. Y'all are able to find those. There are 6 spyglasses, so we can start tallying up our treasure here. of worth 1,000 gold piece each. There's also 6 barrels of gunpowder.
What do we have?
On one hand, that might be useful to have.
Those are worth 200.
On the other, I don't know if I trust that on our
Topola.
ship while Topola's there.
Hey, she also can cast Cone of Cold.
That doesn't make me think she won't use Fireball on the gunpowder barrels.
You also find a chest of perfume. Bargain quality.
Okay.
Perfumes chest of perfume. There's about 50. And that's all you find in the hole there. So how are y'all getting your things back? Are you getting the gunpowder?
I don't even know how we would carry it.
Well, once you get off the ship, it just floats.
Yeah,
You
we
have-
have to get it up.
You have a string, don't you? That's connected. That is now connected the lamprey ship to the living ship.
Yeah, because we were tied to a rope, so we probably then tied that rope to the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably like wild shape into something that maybe has a higher carry capacity.
Yeah. Or has swim. Can you do anything that can swim?
Beta has an insane carrying capacity.
Yeah.
Oh, I can turn into a shark. Won't really help me until I get off of the ship. Because wasn't that what I turned into like last time?
You were I thought you were a gorilla. Because you were throwing rocks.
No, I turned into something with a swim speed.
Yeah. No, was it that or was it a
Was I a
octopus?
gorilla? Wait, no. No, it was my like wild creatures that had a swim speed.
Yes, that's right.
Mm-hmm. I summoned
You summoned
instead of
sharks.
astral wolves, it was giant owls because they had a fly speed.
They had fly speed. So fly or swim also works. I mean, swim obviously only lets you swim nicely in the on the gravity plane, whereas fly allows you to have a lot more control. But in my world, swim speed helps you better maneuver as you are trying to get from ship to ship. It's better than having nothing and then you're just floating. All right, so are we taking the gunpowders? Yes or no?
If I summon my thingamajigs, what was that? That was
Yeah, I mean, if you summon your giant owls, they could easily take things from one place to another.
Yeah, do we want some giant owls to like deliver barrels of gunpowder?
We might as well.
And perfume?
Mm-hmm.
I vote yes.
I'll put all of the spy glasses into my bag.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can do 8 beasts.
Okay. So then we also have Will. Will, the Will-O-Wisp, would like to join y'all. So I see y'all are preparing to leave.
I don't see how we can say no.
I would love to come
We're
along.
kind of taking on strays right now.
Right, exactly. If you're going to take them, you might as well take us. And the Billies hiss.
Us?
Hiss.
What do you mean by us?
You two are going to have to learn to get along.
Oh, did Will say us?
3?
Yeah, Will did say us.
Oh, I didn't mean that. He just me. If you're going to take them, you might as well take me. Yeah, I will get along. I'm quite helpful.
Okay. Before we go too far into this, actually, what is it that you eat?
Life force.
And
where do you need to get that from?
Anybody that's sleeping or doesn't mind it too much.
What does
How
that
does that
entail?
impact the person you're feeding on?
You know, minor discomfort, some sluggishness.
Any reduced life expectancy?
Not that I have been made aware of. Although if
Could
they
you
are
do it
close
to
to death,
assist
I
someone in
can
becoming
definitely
sleepy?
steal the last little bits. Those last few drops of life are just so tasty.
Could
Will
you
o
help
wisp
someone
chef's
feel
kiss.
sleepy?
What was that, Vite?
Someone to go to sleep, to feel sleepy. The
Uh,
sluggishness.
uh,
Like if someone's like having a hard time getting to bed, and you could
I've heard that it is an excellent tool to help with insomnia. As long as you don't go to sleep too injured, I can put you right to sleep.
Okay, I would say you're only allowed to feed on the crew with their consent.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, I can figure that out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I work through a lot of IOUs. Well, I have a bank account, so
Do you?
Oh?
yeah, of course.
How
Yeah.
does that
Billy's-
work?
Part of my earnings from Gargan Hill's fleets was deposited at Rock of Brawl, and I can utilize it there. Can't really carry.
Okay, so you pay people for their life force.
No, not really. Sometimes, yes. Possibly. I mean, not in such simplistic terms, say. I have a contract that well, it's with Garganhale, but you know, I have a contract, everything's laid out, the do's and the don'ts, and what gets approved and what doesn't. I provide light, 3 times a year when needed.
3 times a year?
Yeah, you can purchase additional light usage if you needed it.
It just seems like such an arbitrary number.
Well, you know, I
Like,
gotta,
what happens 3 times a year?
well, you know, for like special events or if you really just wanted to read a book at night, but I still gotta live my life too, right? And with how many contracts I have out there right now, I really only have like, I have to. The winter season is really tough for me. I can't venture at all.
Interesting. Okay. Um. Yeah. All right.
Yahoo!
Why not?
Woohoo! All right.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
If you
Billy's-
kill any of us, though, you will die.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Does that understand?
Yeah. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. No worries about that. So, all right, we are going to after Garganhill, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the ship. I can lead you there. I left a piece of me with him.
Okay, convenient.
Yeah, one of my light contracts
Billy's,
actually.
when you turn someone into a vampire, do they maintain their like personality and political leanings, etc.?
Yes, but we have a very cult-like onboarding program that's pretty steadfast and held true throughout all vampirates. So, you
Is it like a multi-level marketing?
No. A lot of peer pressure, though. You're kind of like, we are vampirates, right? Like we're not vampires. We're vampirates. Like we're specifically our race and species are pirates. We've evolved to be beneficial at that. So, we can't have us being a vampire chef, right? That's not on a. Let me walk back. We can't have like a vampire bakery owner.
I mean, why not? Maybe
What I
maybe
mean is,
It just doesn't
like
make any sense.
astral
It's too
elves.
confusing. Right. Yeah. It's just too
Okay.
confusing for the world. We found our niche and we love it.
How did you feel about piracy before you became a vampirate?
But now I love it. Vampiracy is the best, and they both give like a hooked thumbs up, moving their arm in a upward momentum. Yeah.
I mean, you said it was cult-like. Are you guys sure you're not just in a cult?
We love it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, far be it from me to belittle your beliefs.
Exactly.
Rosemary's
Piracy is my religion.
All right. Well, let us get on our merry way, he says. The Will-O-Wisp.
Who said that?
Will-O-Wisp
okay.
said that.
All right. Onwards.
Onwards.
I wasn't sure if that was
Hey.
Billy or Billy.
Also, you won't, like, inherently ignite gunpowder just by being near it, will you?
No. I don't think so. I've never actually been around
Okay.
gunpowder before.
Alright, then let's not test the theory. Give it, like, a little bit of a wide berth,
Right.
yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I give off any warmth,
Cool.
so I think I'm pretty good. In fact, let me double check here. Do I give off warmth?
I hold my
Checking,
hand
like,
out
the
towards him.
space school.
It does not give off any warmth. No. His light gives off no warmth.
Feels about the same.
I'm gonna take a 5-minute break here, y'all. Let me go. My wife just got home, so let me go chat with them real quick and help them get out of the car.
Of course.
I'll be right back.
A brief bio break, if you will. Oof. Yeah, Rosemary's gonna need some therapy after all this. I think we're all gonna need some therapy after all this.
Yeah.
If your D&D party doesn't need therapy by the end of the campaign, you're probably doing it wrong.
Yeah. It's like, what is D&D if not elaborate group therapy? Ironically enough, my therapist's office does have, like, a D&D therapy group. I'm gonna run and microwave some dumplings.
Oh, hell yeah.
We'll have a
God bless
dumpling.
H Mart.
Okay. Alrighty then.
Just as a side note, Ray ran off to microwave something.
Oh, okay. You said you had a hard out at 9, right? 9 Central?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Also, I'm here.
Okay.
Okay.
My kitchen backs up to my computer. I'm gonna throw some stuff on a plate.
No worries. Well, I am gonna read a couple of things, and then we're gonna have a brief interaction, and then we're gonna call it shortly after. So we're gonna go probably 15 more minutes, and then we're gonna cut out.
I'm gonna read how the will-o-wisp kills you.
So we are wrapping ourselves back all the way back to the ship, and we are going to be traveling with the will-o-wisp. At his suggestion, he takes you off in chase of Gargantail's fleet. The remainder, he also provides a little bit of backstory to what is happening here with the battle. Not too long ago, in fact, just shortly after Topola left him at the altar, he became a lot more risky and ambitious and foolhardy, and picked a fight with the storm with a particularly violent like a regiment of Zarxian elves who had been extorting and enforcing their will upon some areas with a heavy fist. He led them down to being hounded and hunted down by this regiment, and this battle was the largest that they've been set upon. Only a quarter of Garganhail's fleet still survives. The Star Moths largely won. Sorry, not Star Moths. The Zarxian elves largely won this last battle, but there was somebody that Garganhail captured that really could potentially change what is happening. The will-o-wisp isn't quite sure what, who, or what was captured, but it was good enough or important enough for Garganhail to turn and leave his men behind in an effort to ensure their escape. Will-o-wisp is taking you to a rendezvous they had set up ahead of time. It is not a guarantee that they will be there, but it is all but likely that they are going to be there. It's going to take just a few hours of travel, maybe 5 to 6. Are y'all trying to? Is there anything y'all want to accomplish in that short time?
So this is more, well, okay, this is more of a thing I thought about I probably would have done even before this point.
That's fine.
But just as a final opportunity to actually say it, I would have liked to have set up the orrery and kind of familiarized myself with the use of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you're able to. It actually helps a lot with the like an understanding of where they are, and you see you are slowly but surely making your way through just a few to another wild space system. Through the orally, you are on your way, not too far off from Doom Space, which is another wild space system that will-o-wisp will point out to you. So,
oh, that's real edgy sounding. Is that like what goes on in Doom Space?
a lot of edgy things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not it's a war-torn region where even babies drink the bloods of their enemies for breakfast.
So, like, the perfect place for someone to go if they got potentially left at the altar and went on a death mission and are trying to take down an empire, that sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Almost immediately after he was left at the altar, he moved our headquarters to Doom Space. He said it was more of his vibe now, as he was doomed to never find another lover as fantastic as Topola.
Doomed.
As you are approaching the rendezvous. Wait, before I go into this, is there anything else anybody wants to accomplish?
B2 would like to see about rigging up some explosive darts.
Okay. Do you have experience with explosive darts? Or explosives in general?
No, I do not. But my thought is this.
Yes.
My thought is this: is if Beta can create a small container for black powder to tie just behind the head of the dart, and he can tie something that will that will burn behind it, and he throws it, it'll push the gunpowder back onto, if he hits and makes contact with a target, it'll push the gunpowder back into the flame and cause an explosion.
Okay. Crux would probably be the best. Well, really any of the crew members that you're utilizing guns, which are a few of them. But Crux, of course, would probably be the best, given that he is proficient with firearms, to discuss that with. I'm trying to think. There's definitely something you could utilize to fashion it. However, we'll put a note here to get into the rules of it later, but unless you have specialized equipment for this, given the way that you described it, there is a chance for it to explode early when thrown.
Deal.
Okay.
Beta will separately need to figure out how to create a Zippo. he needs to find a gnome, like a rock gnome, who gets to make Zippos.
See,
they have like a Zippo feature.
What I was imagining was that you had some sort of like match or striking material inside the bag, and it's fashioned with a little bit of rope close to the tip, but it's bulbous enough that
are there
it's not
fuses?
going to, I mean,
are there fuses here?
There's cannons, so yeah. But even with a fuse, there's a likelihood with you throwing it that there's a potential for it to explode early. Although I guess you can throw a bomb. I feel like this is enough of a difference that. Anyways, what I was describing was like you basically have like a pouch at the end of your dart. You throw it when the dart goes into the person's body, the bulbous bag gets stuck and like outside, and then whatever you attached it with is like on the inside. It gets pulled like it's pulling a match. It ignites and then it explodes. Does that make sense?
How it actually works is not important.
all it has to do is that it has a slight chance to fail.
Yes.
And then you get to roll how far along did it go before it exploded. And otherwise, if it works out well, it would provide some sort of explosion and a knockback feature when it hits. I like it.
Sweet.
And we can always scale it up for Starbow.
Okay, how many of them do I make? Or can I roll a bone carving?
Yeah, roll. Do you have tools? Are you using any tools? I would think maybe tinkerers.
That's
tools
my
would
wood
be
/ bone carving. Wood / bone carving is the only tool set I have, and an herbalism kit.
Or herbalism kit would probably be helpful. Roll that. Does anybody here have tinkering?
How is a herbalism kit helpful in this situation?
I don't know, mixing powder.
Well,
because I'm proficient in herbalism kits, so I can, I guess, help with that if it's relevant.
Yeah.
What
I
skill?
have tinker's tools.
Yep.
I could assist.
Can we crowdsource how to make an explosive arrow?
Could I come to Del with the idea?
Yes. You could also include Rosemary in the idea. I like the idea of all of y'all banding together and creating bombs.
I feel like Rosemary, because I was gonna say Rosemary probably uses this time to try to find some way of like making a fireproof or like fire resistant zone for the gunpowder. So if that might help in turn with like the mechanisms of the explosive arrow. Of like, oh yeah, if you do this, then it won't explode until XYZ.
It could help, yes.
An anti-air pocket, if you will.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you make a vacuum, essentially, which is not too terribly difficult of a thing to do. Make sure the gunpowder's in the vacuum, and then once it hits, the vacuum pushes forward, creates friction, and is exposed to air.
Rosemary's like, it's simple. You just fabricate a black hole around the arrow. And then if you bend space into the spark dimension, you can use that.
It's simple. You draw a picture of the David, you erase everything but the perfect circle.
All right, so y'all are able to fashion together. Oh God, 8 exploding darts. A lot more than I thought you were going to make.
The dice have been kind to us today.
They really have. Yeah, 8 exploding darts. They have a 25% chance to fail. And then when they do fail, you roll 1d4, and we just split the distance of whatever you were trying to attack, and that's where they explode. So it's important to be aware of who you are throwing your darts over or nearby.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And we gotta determine what we got as our Chewinga charms.
Yes. Determine Chewinga charms. Sorry, the Roll20 doesn't give me good access to DMG, and I could not Google that damn chart of supernatural charms, and it was not popping up.
No worries.
Is that a thing that we choose or a thing that you choose?
I choose by rolling on a chart.
Mm.
I do not know.
Makes sense.
I don't know if this is a real list of charms. Maybe y'all can help me. It feels like it is, because it does have things that like come up from different like I see the Azorius charm.
You want me to go grab the Icewind Dale book and see if they have it for the Chewingas?
Oh, they do have that. Yes.
The
Okay.
Chewinga astronauts actually apparently have 2 unique charms.
Oh.
In addition to the ones described in the DMG.
That is nice, because that is
which
not
I will
on this one. So yeah,
send
share
to
that to
you.
me. Did that come?
This is from.
I'm just gonna look in the appendix to see if I can find it, so I don't like spoil myself on this
There it
module.
is right there.
You got it?
Oh no, I found the 2 unique charms.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sending it to you anyway because
Okay.
it was already in the
Excellent.
chat box.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I will determine what charms they provide for you, and then give y'all a list of charms you can choose from. So you'll have a short list. I wanted to combine.
Here is also the list of charms from the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Wonderful. Where?
It's going to be right below the other one. Boop.
In Roll20?
No, I sent them to you on Discord.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay, there it is. Got it. Okay. Excellent. Yes. All right. So you fashion those together. All right. We are making our way. Here comes the end of the session. Right on after the sentence. So you are all minding your own business. You are in the midst of creating the last explosive dart when, oh no, you are caught in a cosmic storm. Lightning flashes all around. It even strikes the deck. There's lightning. There's there are
Topla!
And I shat myself. That's terrible. I would have too in that situation. No, not then, just now when I went
there are dense blue and purple clouds that quickly envelop the ship and halt your vision. But behind these clouds, the lightning illuminates a silhouette of a galleon with torn and flapping sails. Ghastly mariners stand on deck and cling to the rigging, staring at you with unblinking eyes through gaps in the clouds as you catch sight of the other vessel. You are 250 feet away from each other. You can see from this distance that the other ship is badly damaged. As you approach, what sort of preparations do y'all make?
Beta loads up the black powdered darts.
I appreciate the dramatic background music supplied by your daughter, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yes.
Adding to the atmosphere.
Yeah. There is somebody on the other ship that's playing an old-timey piano. And this is their battle song.
Love that. Do we think this is what's his face?
Which is pretty ironic for Vampirates because it's Jesus Loves Me, Yes I Know.
Jesus
Oh, wait,
loves me.
these are
This I know.
vampirates?
Yes, sorry. It is it is a pirate ship. And they are vampirates.
Billies. Do you know these guys?
Billies stand on the deck and they look across. Meanwhile, as your ships approach, the other ship's captain steps into view. It is a pallid, white-haired man with a bared metal mask covering the lower half of his face.
Is that our man?
His left hand detaches at the
A
wrist.
bare metal mask or a metal bear mask?
A barred metal mask. Yeah, that makes more sense.
He says with visible disappointment, audible disappointment.
His left hand detaches from his wrist and skitters up his arm onto his shoulder, and then waves.
Cool.
Crux once again sneers and hisses through his teeth. More vampirates. As he kicks a can at the Billies.
Which do you dislike more, them or the astral elf?
All of them.
I think he just doesn't like anyone.
That's pretty fair. But there are people I love. I love my mother. She's
fair.
And
what's her name? You stuttered to
Tell us
think
what's your mother's name?
Mother Crux.
I was gonna say Mother Crux. Yes. Oh, my mother? Yes. Well, when I just call her Mama. But she was known as Dreadlord Gladys Crux the Vigilant. Ever vigilant.
Love of Gladys.
Yes. And Gladys, still to this day, and he says this loud enough for the Billies to hear, even though he's standing pretty close to them. Still to this day, he shouts, so loud, in fact, that the ship across the way can hear him too. The biggest, the world record holder for vampires shot in the back of the head. Oh, I love you, Mama.
Well,
Damn,
that's just
okay.
weird.
Yeah.
Hello!
Hail and well met.
Yeah. The undead captain places his boots on the rail along the deck of his creaky galleon and leans over the bow. His disembodied hand that perches on his shoulder is light. His disembodied hand perches on his shoulder, and lightning flashes behind him like he's a superhero in an action film. The tone of his voice is inviting, but his dead black eyes glint with malice. It's dangerous out here, you know. That menace from Xarxus, Commander Vale, he sent ships this way. But we do our we do our duty to thin his ranks. You're not obviously with them. Care to identify yourselves?
We are travelers in search of fellows who would join our noble task. I don't know why I called it a noble task. That's not really my bag. We want to kill a lot of astral elves, and we were told
Nobly.
Nobly. So we'll have something in common then. When what brought you out to this area, though? It seems that you had quite an easy time to find our hiding spot in the midst of the storm.
Well, we
Well,
had two
indeed, we're
bills and
looking
a
for you,
will.
I think.
Which is really kind of another bill when you think about it.
Absolutely.
Looking for me? Whoever could have sent you my way?
Is this the guy we're looking for?
Did you perchance have a rather disastrous almost wedding?
you can hear the crew groan as
Okay, I think so.
as he jumps up with 2 feet now onto the rail. Why, yes, I did. And as matter would have it, I actually have written a play describing my the sorrow chains that affected me since that day.
Oh, this is Doom Space.
I think we have someone on board who would love to see that play in its entirety. Hey, Topola!
And you turn and look upon the deck, and where she once was, she is not there. You hear her whisper, though. Shh! No, I'm not ready yet.
Ready?
What do you mean ready? Get out here!
No.
I'm gonna start feeling around for her. I hold out my arms.
If you feel around where she was, you hit her, as she has cast invisibility on herself.
All right, I've got her.
Girl, you had this entire trip to prepare.
No, but no.
Marriage is about jumping in with both feet. You're not always going to be ready for it. Here, come on, guys. Let me just if we just throw her.
All right. You mess around with her enough.
Summon some more giant owls.
You mess around enough that you're able to get her to knock her invisibility, and she kind of looks up sheepishly at Gargantale and says, "Hey," and he gasps. He says, "Do my lifeless eyes deceive me? Topola, my darling, what a surprise! If you've come to drive a stake through my heart, you'll have to return it first."
Ooh.
And that's where we're gonna leave our session.
All right.
It starts with sorry.
we're gonna get to that next time, along with the the what we're gonna decide, the play that we're gonna reenact as well.
You know.
Oh jeez.
You know.
Oh no.
But yeah, we're gonna leave it there. So we are still Everybody's a Mimic, an actual play 5th edition webcast playing. Well, we were playing Icewind Dale. Now we are doing the Spelljammer adventure, Light of Xarxis. Thank you for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe. We would love to have double-digit likes and subscriptions sometime in the future.
To my friend Avo, who may or may not be listening, we love you.
To all the Inuits and the Mongolians that we know are following us, thank you. You can find...
To our multi-ethnic community.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Our wide global audience.
We are working on producing our own line of congealed milk fat. You can find it in your neighborhood fish markets.
Mm-hmm.
Find it
Now
at your local
available at Wawa.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.